All right, I was originally intending to start servicing tractors today. I was gonna start working on get that 66 serviced out, and thinking while I had this nice weather, I really ought to, before I run out of or keep running out of time, get the auger pulled out of this thing so that I can get a replacement for it, since I'm done handling it, at least in theory. I mean, you never know what's going to happen in the future, but for the time being, I am done handling dry fertilizer with this thing, because I switched the planter over to liquid, or got a planter that is liquid, and I'm going to switch over hopefully sometime here in the near future to 28 for side dress, so I don't need to handle dry fertilizer anymore. So I'm going to start handling bulk beans. I ordered I can't talk. I ordered a box of beans this year for the first time, and you can't necessarily just fill a planter out of a box of beans. You kind of got to have a way to get the beans from the box to the planter, so hence where a seed tender comes in. And you can't tend seed with a steel auger, plus the auger in this thing is junk anyhow. It was junk when I got it. It really should have been replaced when we put it on here, but you know, money things. So now that I have the financial means and I actually need it to be a seed tender, it's going to get a poly cup auger put in it. My initial intent was I was going to put a brush auger in it. Well, shit, now brush augers are getting so expensive, and I was actually doing some looking around, because before, if I remember right, straight from Unverfirth, because this is an Unverfirth auger, if I remember right, straight from Unverfirth, a poly cup auger for this thing is damn near 800 bucks by the time you get shipping and everything involved, which was just ridiculous. But I was doing some looking online, and I actually found, at least so far, the cheapest I can buy a poly cup auger for this thing is actually through May West Manufacturing. They sell 5 and 6 inch cup augers by the foot. Basically, they build them to your spec. But in order to order it from them, need to get it out of the tube so we can get it out on the ground and do some measuring on it, because they need to know the length of the flighting, the length of the tube, the drive type, yada yada yada. So I need some dimensions off the auger. So my hopes are I can leave it sitting in the cradle and throw a strap around here and just pick it up with the forklift, and I'll have to undo. There's just a cross bolt in the hydraulic motor you undo, and then it should slide right out the end. So I need to get my snoot off and get it unbolted here, and hopefully, like I said, I can just throw a strap around it and pick it up enough to slide the auger out, and then set it right back in, and not actually have to take it all the way or do a whole bunch of handling to get it off of the wagon. So we'll get it unhooked from the motor first, so that I'm not wrestling a limp noodle. The other thing I want to ask real quick before I forget about it is, there's somebody going around spreading rumors that I'm going to quit making videos, because it wasn't so much on the last one I put up, but what video was it? I'm trying to remember. Set you here for a minute. Will it stay? It'll stay. I think it was 2 videos ago. I had an abnormal number of comments telling me, or asking me, please don't stop making videos. And I don't know why, or if there is a rumor, where it would have came from, because it sure didn't come from me. So if somebody could tell me where that started, or if that even is a thing, that'd be great. Okay, sunlight. Ow, sunlight. Where's the bolt? Seriously, where's the bolt? Did it fall out again and that thing is just hanging out in there? Because that's happened before. Alright, it was up there. You just had to look for it. It's higher up inside the tube than what I thought initially. So hopefully this works out like I think it will. Okay. Come on, so close. This old girl's getting crusty. Alright. That auger's shot. Sliding's paper thin up here at the top. Not to mention the fact that it's just a ball of rust. So I'll go ahead and get this set back down in the hole and bolt it back down so it's secure, and we can measure this up. Alright, I went in and printed off the measure sheet so that you guys can see what we're going for. They got all sorts of, actually they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of augers they build. Anything from gravity box augers to bin unload augers. And for those that don't know, the whole reason that I need to put a poly auger in this is you can't handle seed with a steel auger. Steel augers will split the seed, and split seed won't, not saying it won't germinate, depending on how it splits. It could still germ as long as the germ didn't break, but chances are very good it won't germinate. So that's no good. And actually in a seed manufacturing plant, obviously there's augers to handle the discard seed, anything that's not destined for the bag, but anything that actually ends up in the bag, the only auger it will see is the auger on the harvester to bring it wherever it's going. Once it hits the processing plant, the seed that goes in the bag does not touch a single auger. Everything is either handled by conveyors or cup elevators, or yeah, basically conveyors and elevators. So that's why it's got to be a poly auger. There's also a brush auger, which is a steel auger with a brush folded into the outer edge to eliminate the sharp edge. However, brush augers can't handle fertilizer because the fertilizer stay in the brushes and basically blow the end of the auger out. And that kind of works you into a hole. If I ever did need to handle dry fertilizer with this thing, it'd be nice to have the capacity to do both, which you can do with a poly auger. In a normal situation, or I shouldn't say in a normal situation, but for a while, at least when I got this, a brush auger was the cheapest route to go, aside from just putting a brand new steel auger in it like this. But since I don't know how they managed to do it, but right from under first, like I say, it was like an $800 auger through Lundell, who is another manufacturer that specializes in poly products. It's like a $730, $750 auger, depending on how you option it out. And then through May West, it's about well, I'll know when I get everything measured out and get it ordered, but it should be less than 400 bucks. So I don't know how May West can manage to be half the price, but that's not bad at all. So basically for this, it's going to be a gravity box auger top drive, which is this top guy here. So they need overall length, sliding length, and connector style. And actually there's a third dimension. They need the diameter of the, come back here, they need the diameter of the auger tube, because there's 5 and 6 inch, or well, it'd be a 6-inch tube and a 7-inch tube, which would take either a 5-inch auger or a 6-inch auger. So overall length, if it'll stay. So sliding length is 137. Overall length is 143 1/4. What did I say? 137. Come on, damn you. Which actually, I'm gonna have Dad help me measure this, because the end of that, not that a 1/2 inch is gonna matter one way or the other, but might as well get it as best I can into this auger. Unless I can take my, this work, maybe, if it's not stuck in a spot. It's stuck in a spot. Okay, that's better. Okay, 137 1/2, and I'm betting it's supposed to be 12 foot. We're gonna call that 144. So I guess just to make it even numbers, we're gonna say 138 on the sliding and 144 overall. Don't mind me. And then this should be a 6-inch tube. Yep. Which means it's going to be a 5-inch auger. And the motor style, or connector style, should just be a 1-inch stub shaft with a cross bolt, which is what that is. It's pretty standard. Pretty standard on these guys. So oh, right here, asterisk. Most hydraulic motors have 1-inch dryest shaft with a keyway or 3/8 hole. Specify which style. So 1-inch shaft, 3/8 hole. So there's that. So I guess I can get this. I'm gonna wait to get that cut because I'll just cut it in a couple pieces to make it easier to handle and haul that off to scrap. But I'll wait to do that till we got the other, or the new auger in hand. So I think that should be all we need to do here. And I'll have to order that. I think I could probably order it on their website, but their website's kind of clunky, so I'll just call and order it tomorrow and be done with it, because sometimes it's just easier to deal with a human being that knows what you're talking about rather than a computer that thinks it tries to know what you're talking about. So yeah, I guess I'll take this thing up and park it and call her at evening. So that's it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Also, real quick while I got you here, I don't know how many people want to see, I guess I'll ask how many of you want to see servicing tractors, because it's the same this year as it was last year, as it was the year before that, as it was the year before that. So nothing really changes a whole lot. You've seen it once, you've seen it before. If people want to see it, I'll video it, but if nobody's interested, I ain't gonna bother videoing it. So if you want to see servicing tractors, I guess let me know. Otherwise, I won't worry too much about it. So anyhow, that's that.